Hello, and welcome to Human Anatomy and Physiology 2. Today we will be starting our 11th unit, Pregnancy. The objectives of this unit include identifying stages of pregnancy and hormonal changes during these periods, identifying structures associated with the placental and fetal circulation, and recognizing anatomical adaptations associated with pregnancy. Fertilization was briefly mentioned in the previous unit and involves the process of a male and female gamete fusing to become a zygote. This process occurs within the fallopian tubes of a female reproductive system. The pre-embryonic period, which lasts typically about 1 to 2 weeks, begins with the rapid diffusion or division of a one-cell zygote into a cluster of 16 embryonic cells, known as a morula. A morula is further developed into a blastocyst over a 5-day period. At this moment, the blastocyst has traveled through the fallopian tubes and into the uterus, where it then implants into the uterine wall through the formation of a trophoblast, or the outermost layer of cells of the blastocyst. This trophoblast will eventually serve as the nutritive pathway for the embryo. The innermost cell mass of the trophoblast then later becomes vascularized to form the chorion. A portion of this then becomes the chorionic villi, which allows for the exchange of oxygen, carbon dioxide, and nutrients between the mother and fetus. It is not until day 11 post-fertilization that the placenta begins to form. In this unit, you will be further learning about trimesters and hormonal care, maternal physiological and anatomical changes with pregnancy, and fetal circulation. Pregnancy is divided into approximately 3 divisions that are 3 months in length. The first trimester consists of the pre-embryonic periods and the embryonic period, which occur around weeks 1 and 2, and weeks 2 to 9, respectively. The fetal period begins in week 9 and lasts all the way through the 3rd trimester. Human chorion gonadotropin, HCG, levels increase dramatically as a means to avoid spontaneous abortion of the newly fertilized egg by maintaining that corpus luteum. The corpus luteum is what secretes progesterone, which aids in thickening the uterine lining and promote the formation of new blood vessels to aid the growing embryo. During the first trimester, progesterone is particularly present. However, estrogen levels do rise, and in the 2nd and 3rd trimesters, it takes over to maintain the structures needed for pregnancy and fetal development. Pregnancy impacts the mother in a multitude of hormonal, physiological, and anatomical ways. While there are many key changes to note, some of them are: there is an approximate 4 centimeters upward push of the diaphragm, therefore lowering functional reserve capacity, and there is approximately 75% increase in total blood volume, which can increase cardiac stroke volume and cardiac output. Do note there are many maternal adaptations that have to be made during pregnancy. These are made as a response to these changes. Other examples are stated in your lab manual, so be sure to read this section very thoroughly. All right, let's look at fetal circulation. A fetus is in an aqueous environment. So how does its cardiovascular system work? Well, there are 3 areas within a fetus's cardiovascular system that shunt blood in different directions. 1. The ductus venosus allows the blood to be sent directly to the fetal vena cava. 2. The foramen ovale is a hole in the heart that allows the blood to bypass the right ventricle and, therefore, pulmonary circulation. 3. The ductus arteriosus is a vascular bridge that allows the blood to bypass the pulmonary circuit and bridges the pulmonary trunk and aorta. Figures 11.1 through 11.4 are all particularly useful in showcasing the specific structures and physiological and anatomical progressions throughout the 3 trimesters. Spend time with these figures, as these will help significantly and in your understanding of pregnancy. Thank you for joining me as we started to investigate pregnancy further. Have fun as you continue to adventure and learn more about the intricacies of pregnancy and forming life.